Hey all, today we're going to go through some general bearing maintenance that I like to do with my setup. So stay tuned, we're going to get right into it and show you what I do. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is just give you guys an update video update on my current setup. So I'm still using this Death Wish JK's 8475 by 31.7 with a 14-inch wheelbase. I got the Indy Forge Hollows 149s with their black bushings, and then I'm using Spitfire OG Classic 53 millimeters, and then Bones Reds, which is what we're going to talk about today. So, first things we're going to do when it comes to cleaning bearings is you're going to need some way or some kind of solvent to actually clean the bearings, and then some kind of lubricant, and then a way to soak the bearings. So I actually bought the kit from Bones directly, where it actually allows you to put the bearings into this bottle, and then they'll clean in the bottle. You shake it up, get all the bearings clean, and then you take it out, dry them off, and then I'm going to use Speed Cream, which is their lubrication. I'm using denatured alcohol as my solvent, is because what I had on hand. You could use acetone, nail polish remover, isopropylene, that kind of alcohol that you can use as long as it's a high content of alcohol. Don't want to use anything that's water-based. No WD-40, no anything that leaves a residue. You could use citrus cleaners, but they kind of can leave a residue, and then you have to deal with that later. A lot of people don't do this maintenance. There is a whole set of people that will, and there is actually bearings sold this way where they're called raws, where you actually just strip any lubrication, you run the metal on metal, and that's what you do. People have good success with that. I thought about doing it myself, but I think for the sake of what we're doing here with YouTube, me cleaning these bearings is probably something that is more useful than showing you how to destroy bearings. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so to take off, first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna have to take off, obviously, your wheels and get the bearings out. That is, we'll have a skate tool with a half-inch drive, what we call socket on it. I'm gonna use an actual socket just to, for speed of time or for time. And I have one to get these off. All right, I take this off. And then my setup is a little bit interesting because I'm running 2 washers on the inside. Just something I got used to add a little bit extra width to my trucks. But yeah, so then from there, you just kind of pry them out like so. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's not so easy as it looks. All right. All right, there's my bearing. So the next thing you have to do is, which I didn't actually here, is getting the shield off. So on these reds, there's a red shield on this side, and then this side is just an open. What you actually have to do is get this shield off. So let me grab something to do that, and I'll be right back. So what I found is a sim tray removal tool. I think that will do the job of getting the shields off. So what you can do, and if you can see this, is you can see the bearing or the balls in the bearing here. On the side that's opened up on these, you just have to get the tool, in this case, on the outside, push through, and then they pop right out. And you can see there's the raw bearings, if you will. You can see they're kind of needing some lubrication. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest off, and then we can move on to the next step. So I wanna talk about another thing we're gonna do today. So this one is a good example of a bolt that has been so worn down from me landing on it funny, where I couldn't actually get the socket on it. Part of what I'm gonna do today is actually gonna thread the axles so that doesn't happen. and put new bolts on. Alright, so now I have all the shields off. And I have all my washers aside. I'm going to go ahead and get the, you can see this one here. I don't know if you can see on camera. That one's pretty rusty. I don't know what happened with it. I mean, it's spinning pretty good, but anyways. I'm going to go ahead and get these into the solvent. So this bottle that comes from Bones comes with this threaded rod in the middle. Oh man, should have done this first, huh? And then spacers. So I'm gonna go, I guess it doesn't really matter which way I go. So I'm gonna go bearing, spacer, bearing. I'm going open side up. Don't know if that really matters. All right, so now we got that all together. I'm just gonna go ahead. I already filled this with the denatured alcohol. And I'll go ahead and get that in there. And then I'm gonna shake her up. Get that solvent all over those bearings. All right, let's set that over to the side now, let that sit for a moment. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean these shields. That's pretty straightforward. I mean, just wipe them off. I mean, they're dirty, but not that dirty, so I'm just gonna do that. All right, good enough. They're just gonna get dirty again anyway, right? All right. Get these to the side here. What I'm gonna do now actually is while we're waiting, while these sit, I'm actually gonna shake it up again. I'm gonna actually work on the rethreading. So I bought these rethreaders off of Amazon. They're made by Ace Trucks, but they are the right die cut for 1/2 inch for the truck or for the axles, and then there's also a kingpin one if I ever had to do that. But I don't do much grinding that causes that to happen right just yet, so I'm not really too worried about it. So I guess the way this works, as you can see it, is this goes on like a bolt, maybe. Sure, hope they don't. Because the problem I had was when I took the wheels off, the end, there we go. Alright, there, perfect. I got to a certain point and just gave in to the threads that were there, which is what we want. Getting off is a different story. And just for testing, just make sure. Oh yeah, okay, perfect. All right, so we did all next 3 of those. Again, this is a step that probably doesn't have to happen every time. I just happen to have landed Primo one too many times, and it's worn down the ends of the axles. This one's here is giving me some trouble. That should be where'd that wrench go? All right, now that I'm done with that, we can go ahead and let's take the bearings out of the solvent. I have to put gloves on this for this. It's funny because I should have done that from the beginning, but here we are. based on the water, or the alcohol, they're really not that bad. These off. Paper towel. Alright, let's get those out of here. Get this back together here. Alright, so let me go ahead and get these wiped off. You can spin them. Ooh, there's a nice, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the raw sound that people like, splattering camera or alcohol at the camera. People like that sound. I think that's the biggest reason why they do it. They actually don't really do it for any kind of like performance reasons. I think it's the sound that people want to hear of a dry metal on metal spinning. So I get these cleaned off. This one was the rusty one, so it had a lot to come off here. This one, I think, might be one of my culprit bearings, where it seems to spin well, and then it kind of gets caught up. So I don't know if it's damaged. Well, we'll lubricate, put it back together, and see what it does. This one's doing the same thing too. They're just catching. All right, I did miss a tool. I'll be right back. All right, so this is the tool that I was looking for. It's just a the air blower thing. Just speed up the process a little bit. All right, I think it's just like alcohol. I think we should be okay to lubricate. So, this is pretty straightforward. Like I said, I'm using the Speed Cream. It's the Bones, what they recommend. Bones recommends 2 drops per bearing. Honestly, yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Kind of opposite sides, and then you just roll them out. So here, 1 drop. Oop, missed completely. 2 drops, and then just spin her out. All right, now that I did that, go ahead and put the shields back on. All right, and then now we get to install them back into the wheels. So, red side out. On the outside now, just to wear them out that way. Now we got them all put back together. We just gotta test them, right? seemed to work. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for further content.